Okay, remember what I told you. Be your own boss. Love yourself. Get up and dance. Level up.
Beat it up like. Beat it up like.
Welcome back to Life with Us TV. It's your girl, Lynette.
And it's your boy, Stanley.
All right, we are coming in with a video that we did not know that we were ever going to make. And after you all have been in the comments in my inbox, listen, all I have to type in my Google is how to become, and it literally will pre-fill and say travel agent.
Yes.
So today what we're going to do is we're going to teach you everything that you need to know about becoming a travel agent. We're not going to hold back a lot of information because I feel that the worst thing that somebody can do is bring you to something to tell you they're going to teach you something and absolutely don't teach you anything.
Right.
Like that's enough to get on my everlasting nerve. And just like we do when we do our first time cruiser videos and we don't hold anything back, we're definitely not going to hold a lot back. There are some things that we will not get into, and that's because we have something greater coming in the end. Also, at the end of this, my husband is going to do a segment where he's going to teach you how to get your very first sale selling cruises, if that is what you want to do.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and say this. The travel agency space I did not find. It kind of chose me.
Right.
This is something that I never thought that I would do. And when I say that is because I've always enjoyed putting together trips and things like that for my family. I'm a country girl. We didn't go places when we were younger. Like, family didn't have the money. But I always aspired to do something that I never did before. So whether it was planning a beach trip for my family and gathering people around, collecting money, going to people's houses and collecting checks, I did that. Like, it was just natural in me to do. So in 2019, no, 2000, when did we do our first cruise that was a disaster?
2008.
2008, we decided that we're going to hit the big leagues and we're going to go on our very first Carnival cruise. Listen, if you all have looked at our videos on this channel here, look up our horror story. And after going on that cruise and doing it 100% incorrectly, we decided we were never going to cruise again.
Right.
Ever. Then we got ourselves together and decided, because his aunt wanted to put together another group cruise. Now, mind you, I still have been doing group trips with family, with friends, girlfriends trips, all of that. I would not touch cruises.
Yeah.
So his aunt wanted to go on a cruise. I put that together. And the reason that I say that this industry chose me was because while on that group cruise with over 30 people, I met who is now my mentor. My mentor looked at me with all of our matching shirts on, and she was like, well, what's your travel agency? What age? How long have you been an agent? And I was like, I'm not. And she says, come again? And I said, I'm not. And she said, oh, no. She said, listen, if you ever want to take this seriously, here's my information. After this trip is over, give me a call.
Yep.
I'll teach you everything that you need to know about how to get into this space, because look at what you just did.
Yep.
That's not easy. And she said, and guess what? I bet you nobody even gave you a card or bought you a drink, did they? She said, you better get paid for your pain. I said, yes, ma'am. So that's how I got into the industry. But did I take the bull by the horns just then? No. What happened was I actually had to go out on medical leave from my 9-to-5 corporate America job, working for a Fortune 500 company. And I went on medical leave to have a hysterectomy. I'm not shy about it. I have my journey documented on our channel. And during that time, I decided I don't have nothing else to do. Let me go ahead and do my travel agent credentials. So let's get into some of the things that you will have to do to become an official agent.
And before you do that, I see a lot of the family in the chat is speaking. What's
Hello,
going
y'all.
on, fam?
Hello.
What's up, y'all? I see it's 216 of y'all in the house. Make sure you smash that like button when
Come
you come
on
in
now.
the door. So, all right, baby, let's go ahead and give them the
All right.
juice, man.
So how to become an agent? That is the major question that I always get. And the first thing that I always ask people when they ask me this question is, what research have you done?
Right.
Because the reason that I ask you that question is because that is the thing that's going to get you in the door, but it's also the thing that's going to keep you in the door. And it's also going to be the thing that keeps money flowing into your hands. You have to research like you are studying for the bar. And because this information changes like this, you never, ever know everything. So when you get to a point where you think you know everything, just know you don't.
Right.
Because the information is so ever changing. So what is it that you need to do? First of all, you need to figure out what type of agent that you want to be. And I'm not talking about what you want to sell, how you want to sell it.
Right.
Are you just trying to do this as a side hustle where, okay, I want to keep my 9 to 5, but I want to do this on the side. I don't want to invest a whole lot of money. I don't want a lot of overhead. Or are you in a position where, okay, I want to go head first, feet in the mud with it, and this is what I want to do? I would tell you. You gonna say something?
No, keep
I was
on
gonna
rolling.
say this is how I started. And when I say this, I've started twice.
Yeah.
I've started with one travel agency, and it was an MLM agency. And I will get into, well, no, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what that is now. MLM is travel agent host agencies where you can get in the door, you can do all of the things under their credentials, which means that you get in, you pay a certain amount per month, you may even pay a down payment to get into, and they'll start to give you access to their vendors. What that means is a vendor is Carnival, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean.
Virgin
That's so
Voyages,
when you
you
hear
got it.
that word vendor, think of it as these companies that you don't have access to on a normal basis, but now you're under this host agency where you've bought into their credentials and they're sharing their credentials with you to have access to those vendors. So I went into it not realizing that not only did I need to learn the business, learn to sell, but I also had an element of recruitment that I needed to do to keep my good standings within the LMM. And I was like, that's not who I am. I'm not a person that likes to grab people because I need to keep moving up this tiered ladder. Like, it's just not a part of my personality. And then it was more like I had somebody over top of me that kept calling me, asking me, well, okay, let's meet at the Panera today and let's see what you've done this week. And I'm like, I just want to learn the business. Like, I don't want to be calling my cousin, trying to make her an agent. I don't want to call my best friend, trying to make her an agent.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to learn at my own pace. So I ended up not doing the MLM route. So hopefully that was a good explanation for what it is. It's
But tell them about the sales quotas too, not only recruiting agents.
Yeah, so you do have, well, depends on which ones you go through. And I can't tell you what each of them are because just like any other business, they have their own benchmarks for sales quotas. But most of them do have a quota that they want you to meet every month so that you can be in good standings. Because why are you under my umbrella using my credentials if you're not being useful?
Right.
So I ended up disconnecting from that type of host agency and going into just a regular host agency. So think of it as like a 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is owned by this huge franchise, and then they allow little businesses to buy into their company, but use their relationships that they have with the vendors to go ahead and plug in and do your trainings and get your certifications and do all of that. And that's what I decided to do. They do have their own CRMs, which is basically how you track your commissions, track your sales, how you get paid from vendors, different things like that. That's a lot of nothing until you get into the business. So that's what I decided to do. There's also this element of owning your own host agency, which eventually we will do. But because we just wanted to get our feet wet to see what it is that, just to really see if this was what we wanted to do. I didn't want to spend $20,000 or $25,000 and not know if this was something I really was going to enjoy. So we decided to do the host agency route first. And each host agency, just like the MLMs, have their own set of rules of how it is that you come into their organization. Some of them require you to have your business licensing before you come into there. Some of them require you to have, of course, your tax ID. Some of them require that you go to your local city or your county and see what business licenses you have. So it just depends on what your state says when it comes to owning a small business. Even if you are consider yourself sole proprietor or something like that, you really have to read up on the laws of your state or your county, because they vary from place to place. So I want to hit the chat to see if anybody had any questions related to that before I move forward.
Yeah, and I want to mention that just in case some of you guys don't know what MLM is multi-level marketing. So I see somebody in the comments, Pretty Fly Traveler says, sounds like Mary Kay. It's very similar, like Mary Kay, Amway, any of those things you've ever done at your kitchen table where somebody come in and do a presentation and all that stuff. That you got to always be recruiting people and have those sales quotas. So that's what the MLM is.
Yeah. And don't think that it's also a bad thing, because some of them are very good to work with. And I know a lot of travel agents that work under that tiered system, and they do very well with it. And it's never been a problem for them. For me and my personality, it does not work for me. That's just not the way that I flow. I'm kind of like a lone wolf. Like, I like to do things how I do them. And the only thing that I ever wanted to do was learn. I wanted to do it at my own pace. I didn't want it to be rushed. I wanted to branch out when I felt like I was 100% prepared for whatever. So that's the way that I decided to go ahead and do it. Any questions that we needed to?
Then also, what we've done down in the description. So after the live, we put some non-MLM host agencies so you can research, and some ones that are MLM. So you guys, to give you a head start on your research, so you don't have to do a whole lot of Google searching. The ones we chose are pretty good.
The top ones, really. Yeah.
So they're down in the
So we
description.
told y'all that we're not going to just be over here talking without giving y'all the goods. We go give you the goods. So like my husband said, we're giving you a head start above the rest. But some people don't even tell you who it is that you should be researching. And like we said, it's not all of them, but these are some of the top reputable ones that are out there in the industry right now. But what I will tell you is sometimes I feel like you have to give people your credentials so that they know that you know what you're talking about. Listen, since I've been doing this thing, and I got certified in 2011, 20?
No, 21.
21. It was one of the ones. 2021, when I had my surgery, I got certified. And from there to this day, I am CLIA certified. I am IATA recognized. I am licensed to sell Carnival Cruises and Virgin Voyages. I am also listed as a trusted travel agent on Carnival.com, which is an amazing accomplishment. I have been top 25 and top 50 out of 6,000 travel agents within my host agency, month after month, at least 10 times. Not to toot my own horn, but BB. I am one of top 100 travel agents for Virgin Voyages, which is insane to me. I am also one of top 5 travel agents to sell Caribbean sailings in the Eastern District for Virgin Voyages. I am also a top percenter earner with my host agency in the month of January, which puts me in the top 100 with my host agency. I'm also a certified uplift agent, which means that I can get you financing for cruises as well, which is not an easy feat.
No.
So just to give you the credentials of who I am, I know a little something about what I'm talking about. Because sometimes you got to let people know that you're not just a little chip off the old block. Amen. And when I put these credentials out, they sound like a lot. But for you all that are aspiring to get into this, it's going to take a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Right.
This is what I do day in, and this is what I do day out. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm thinking about the business. I'm thinking about how to make things better. I'm thinking about how to be a better agent for my people. Right. I'm thinking about how to make things a whole lot smoother. Right. So just because the information is given to you, you got to work it.
Yeah, you do.
You have to figure out how to work it within who you are. See what I'm saying? You have teachers and you have people that students love to go to their classes because they are an amazing teacher.
Yeah.
There's always a difference. You just have to be the different one in the agency of a lot of people. Well, you got anything else to say?
Amen. I think you did a good job, baby. And as y'all can see, I see a lot of congrats. Thank you so much, y'all. Yeah, like the Queen said, don't get into this to think that you're gonna become an overnight success as an agent. You have a lot to learn.
It is a lot to learn. And I didn't mean to cut you off. No, you go. But I was going to say, in the way that we morphed our channel into what it is today, and I think a lot of people have secretly wanted to ask the question, and heck, sometimes I'd be like, how the heck did we get here too? Is because we've been on YouTube for 8 years, right?
Yes.
8 years.
8 years.
So we've been vlogging our lives for 8 years. So you've seen 8 years of our personal growth. You've seen 8 years of travel. You've seen 8 years of mishaps in life, medical emergencies. Like you've seen that for 8 years. And don't know, a lot of you all know my background, but I was a quality control analyst by trade. Like my job was to analyze data. My husband is a Series 7 licensed broker. So with all of this underneath our belt, do you not think that we are looking at the data of our channel?
Right.
And what was happening with our channel was every time we would post something that was vacation related, our channel would just go crazy.
Yep.
And then there would be a certain amount of people that would continue to watch our vlogs from those vacations. But it was like when you're in a calm wave or a calm sea and you post a vacation video and it's boom. And then you don't post anymore and it comes back down. And I'm like, why are we creating these ripples in our channel and not nurturing where we see the data is needed? Like, right. And then from that, people have been asking us information in our inbox, all the way in our DMs on Instagram. Right. Whenever we did vacation vlogs, we also always came back with the good, the bad, the ugly. And we would teach people how not to do things in a way that would cost them time, stress, or a headache. And we realized we got something here. Like legit, like,
yeah.
The best way to help people is to really help them.
Help people, exactly.
Like, I'm like, I could answer one person in a DM and they get the information and they go away. But why don't we do this on our channel and help the masses at one time and do what we love to do and kind of phase out of what we feel like was our time to get out of lifestyle vlogging. If we would say that, like, we got bored with it, like we just didn't want to do it anymore. Right. It became a hassle. Some of our family and friends was like, okay, I'm sick of y'all on this camera, and I get it.
Right.
So naturally, our channel morphed into this,
right,
because of you all.
Yeah,
it really did. Your support,
coming back every single week. Yeah.
And so we said we just gonna help the people, and with helping the people, those that need our help a little further, actually use our business and use me as a travel agent. It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
If you can do the information, do it for free with the information we give out for free. Hallelujah, God bless. But if you need someone like me, then you use my travel agent services.
I see it's 359 of y'all in the house. If you're getting any value out of this live, please smash that like button. So I guess we can move into now
what we got.
The selling.
Okay. Which I don't like to even say because I am a person that always hated sales, and was a part of
hated sales.
Yeah, and that was really a part of why I never wanted to take this thing seriously, because I was like, I don't sell like that. That's not my personality.
Right.
Someone coming to me trying to sell me something is like, if you don't get away from me with this. But like I said, when I told you all of these credentials I have under my belt, it also came with sales and marketing training.
Yeah.
And the best teacher that we have been under was a guy named Myron Golden.
Yeah.
And he said, don't sell people nothing.
Nope.
You just make yourself available to what they already want to buy.
Yep.
And I said, if that didn't set me free, because I'm like, I don't want to make people buy cruises. I don't want people to buy anything. But I do want to be available if you need me.
Right.
And he said it. The best way to help people is to really help them.
Yes.
And I said, you know what? Everything that I have in me, we come here Thursday after Thursday and give it to you all for free.
Yeah.
But at the moment you need my services, then I think that I'm within my just right to ask for a planning fee. So when you do get my services as a travel agent, I've given you so much for free. I don't think anyone has ever had a problem with paying me to plan their travel, because the free stuff is out there.
Right.
So obviously at this point, you need me a little deeper and to take a deeper dive than what I have already done.
And I'm glad you brought up the planning free the planning fee, because some agents do get into business and they don't charge, which is not anything.
It's their prerogative.
Yeah,
it's their business.
You can kind of do what you want, but what we found out, and when you get into it, the commissions is not linear. So basically, every single month you might not get commissions, because when you start selling from the vendors, sometimes you won't get the commission until the customer pays off the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes trips are like, we have
a year out.
Yeah, a year out, 2 years out. So you might not get a check for another 6 months, year, 2 years until they pay it off. So what the planning fee does, it kind of puts you in a position to be able to
live,
get an income and stay afloat. Because the thing about being a business owner, if you're not making any income, there's no way you can be sustainable with adding the value that you want to add.
Right.
So we have plenty of people that come through and they'll be like, I booked with an agent and the agent didn't help me and they didn't do this and didn't do that.
And I know they were free.
And most likely they not charging. And the thing about it, most people are doing this part-time. So they're doing it after their regular 9 to 5. So you just think about you going month after month after month, doing quotes, giving people pricing, and then I'm gonna warn you, people will ghost you.
Oh yeah.
They will get a quote from you and they will ghost you, and you doing it over and over, and eventually you're gonna get tired of it. So some of people get into that mode where, well, I just answer them when I answer them. Mm-hmm. But if you got a planning fee, you can kind of offset that. So when we first started, we did a planning fee, but the way that we did it was we charged $50, mm-hmm. but we added it to your cruise at the end. So your last payment, we would apply it. So as we continue to start learning, we got out of that and mm-hmm. just started charging what we charge now as $100.
You're right.
Now, when you get in, you might not feel comfortable with charging that much money because you still have a lot to learn. So that kind of leads us into the next segment of where I was supposed to be talking about.
What you talking about, baby?
About selling. So my baby kind of went in a little bit, but
I took your shine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you good. You good. That's good.
But I did want to talk about something before we get into that and you brought up a really good point. And this is for people that are thinking about becoming an agent, and especially if you're doing it as a side gig. after your 9 to 5, do not take on more than you can service.
Right.
It is the worst thing for people to realize that, oh, they work this amount because they're not getting back to me in a reasonable amount of time. That's not their fault. You made yourself available to them, service them correctly.
Yes.
We only take on 15 new clients a month. I did a lot more than that last year because I wanted to see where I could land myself in this business. Like, what did I need to sustain sustain our household? What did we need to do to make sure that we were good in the future? Because like my husband said, commissions are staggered.
Right.
Like, so I'm like, what is it that I need to do? So we have settled in on, as long as we get 15 a month, we are plenty of good.
Yep.
And I can service people and get back to you in a reasonable amount of time. Like, really 24 hours is my thought process, but I say 48. But if you've booked with me, you pretty much know that if within business hours,
get ready to
you might be hearing from me in in 30 minutes. Like, because I don't play when it comes to customer service.
Right.
Because people don't have to use you. They can go anywhere and use anybody.
Right.
But also establish whether or not you're going to be a full service travel agent, which means I am the person that teaches you, answers your questions, making sure that you have the best deals, all of that.
Yep.
Or am I just a booking agent? There are some people that are literally travel agents, but they're just booking agents, which means you tell them what you want, they book it, and you never hear from them again.
Right.
That's not me. But there are some that do this.
But yeah, they ain't wrong with it.
And there's nothing wrong with it. But you have to establish that with your people.
Yeah.
And when people come over and be like, oh, my agent hasn't taught me any of the stuff that you're teaching on YouTube. Did your agent establish themselves as that?
Right.
It's not that they're wrong. It's just that I do my business differently. So make sure that you are servicing your people. It's everything.
All right. If you still getting value out this live, man, please smash that like button. So now let's get into the selling piece a little bit deeper, because you can join any host agency that you want. But if you don't know how to sell travel, you're not going to make any money.
Right.
So to get you off on the right foot, you might not be able to start here, but you want to eventually end up here. Is that when you get into this, you're going to have to niche down. And what I mean niche down is decide what is it that you want to sell. Do you want to sell Carnival cruises? Do you want to sell Royal Caribbean? Do you want to sell resorts? Do you want to sell hotels? Do you want to do river cruises? But in the beginning, you might not know until you start taking your training and start messing around with everything. But eventually you want to...
Or learning your audience.
Right. You're going to want to narrow down because like the Queen has said, you got so much that you got to learn. So you can be trying to learn Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Virgin. So it's a lot to learn. Yeah. So it's a lot to learn. But if you niche down, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm telling you niche down, because this is how you're going to be able to get your first sale. Mm-hmm. So the way to get your first sale, and Queen kind of alluded to it a little bit, is people are not looking for a travel agent.
At all.
I'm going to say it again so people can hear it in the back.
Say it again.
People are not looking for a travel agent. Nobody woke up this morning and said, ooh, well, I guess I won't be a travel agent today. Let's see what I can find. No, you wake up today and say, you know what?
I want to go.
I've been looking at them Carnival cruises. I think I want to go. So you know what? I'm going to go online. I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to start looking that up to see what that's about. Let's see what's that about. And that's how some of you guys found us. It wasn't that you was looking for a travel agent. You was looking to take the cruise, but you didn't know how to take the cruise.
Right.
So your first lesson on selling when you become an agent and get certified is don't sell people your services. They don't care.
They don't care nothing about your services.
They don't care. So just like when you come over here on our lives or our pre-videos, we don't sell you an agency.
We give you our information for
We
free.
give you the information to teach you how to get on the cruise. So your first lesson is that when you start your agency, you have to decide who is it that you want to help. And when you decide who that person you want to help, you need to start making content for them. And what I recommend you to do the content on is YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube is Google.
Yes. And let me tell you why. Because YouTube is very powerful. YouTube gets over 600 million video views every single day.
A day.
People are coming to YouTube for 3 different reasons. People come to YouTube first to learn, second to be entertained, third to relax. So what we did was we're in the learning and education space.
Yeah.
So we call it edutainment. It's out
Entertainment.
there. Edutainment. So you can be entertained while you are learning. So when you start your agency, you have to find out who do you want to help. And it's no surprise, us. We decided that we wanted to help first-time cruisers. Why? Because as first-time cruisers back in 2008, we bombed this. We bombed it. And we know the pain of spending all that money on a trip for only to have a disaster and not have no fun.
Right.
So that was our reason. But you don't have to target first-time cruisers. You don't have to do content for. There's matter of fact, let me give you some areas that you can cover.
You better preach good.
Let me give you some areas that you can start. Solo cruisers. There's not a lot of people doing content on YouTube for solo travelers. Let me give you another one. There's not a lot of people on YouTube doing content for families with kids. We get the question out, how do I handle my kids on travel? Ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah.
So that's a couple of things right there that you can jump right into YouTube and start doing. And like the Queen told you in the beginning, this is going to be work. I'm not saying that you're going to jump on YouTube and start making content for the people that you want to reach.
Yeah.
And then the bookings are just going to start flowing in. But I'm going to tell you, if you start and you don't stop.
Yeah, you have to establish yourself.
Yeah, and you
have to be trusted in this place.
Right. And you keep doing it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it. And eventually somebody is going to be like, hey,
I still can't do it.
I can't do this.
Help me.
Help me.
And I got you.
And that's when you able to sell your service. So your services are being sold through you helping them
for free.
But you have to decide, because the thing about YouTube is if you got multiple types of content on your channel, you're bringing in multiple different types of audiences. Mm-hmm. Now, some people do it that way. That's cool. But if you want I'm not going to say it's the fast way, but it's the fastest way.
And it's consistent.
Right. If you pick a niche and stick there. So you can start. So we started off with Carnival Cruises.
Well, we actually started off with doing a lot.
Yeah. Like, that's right. Yeah. We're doing resorts. And,
because it's not a secret. Like we've always told you, like my first love is all-inclusive resorts.
Right.
So I wanted everybody to go to resorts. Like I wanted to offer that because that's my first love.
Right.
And I realized that I'm getting 50 bookings over here for Carnival Cruises and 5 over here for resorts. And I'm like,
right.
And then when I have to service the resort people, it's almost like when you driving a stick shift, you got the
downshift
and you got the downshift and come and focus your attention over here and making sure you're not missing anything, because my consistent learning is over here on Carnival.
Right.
And this over here is kind of like a secondary thing. So now I got to make sure that I'm hitting all the bullet points over there.
Right.
So like my husband said, it took a while for us to realize I got to get rid of these all-inclusives, although I love them. And although this is what, if you ask me today where I want to go, I'm jumping on the plane going to an all-inclusive. It's also one of those things that our audience is cruisers.
Yeah.
This is what our audience wants, and this is what they love. And guess who teaches and does it well?
And you can too. And once you get in and you decide to take this YouTube route, a lot of people will probably tell you that YouTube is saturated, and it's a lie.
It is a lie.
It's a lie. It's room for
everybody.
all of us to eat on here.
If there's room on channels for people to sell their toes, there's room for you in the end.
On here for you. It's not that saturated. So let me make sure you understand what I'm talking about. So you got yourself established. You done took your classes. You decide that I want to sell virgin voyages.
Mm-hmm.
You need to open your YouTube channel up and you need to start making that content for them. And then not only that, you need to start learning how YouTube works. Now, I'm going to give you a brief overview of how YouTube works. And I'm going to tell you, it's easier said, but hard to implement.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how YouTube works. YouTube, the only thing that YouTube cares about is us watching videos. You have to master getting people to watch your videos from the beginning all the way to the end. Mm-hmm. And not only that, also watching another one of your videos.
Right.
And that only happens when you know who you want to sell to. Because then you have to create your messaging specifically for those people.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, all of our messaging on YouTube, even on our website, is pointed at first-time cruisers. Because that's who we want to help.
Right.
So when you start getting on YouTube and start doing your titles and getting people to watch. So if you're doing virgin voyages, you want to make sure whoever you want to reach for virgin voyages,
you're targeting them.
Whoever you're targeting, you make sure that your videos are titled that way.
And you're talking directly to them.
Directly to them. And you remember I told you that nobody cares about you as a travel agent. Nobody's looking for a travel agent. Matter of fact, people don't trust you. People don't care about you until you help them.
Boom.
Let me say it again in the back. People don't care about you until you help them. People don't trust us to lead them straight into pleasure. Let me explain. So if I was standing on the corner in New York in Manhattan and I had $5,000 in my hand, and I was like, free $5,000, free $5,000 for free. Nobody come get it. All of y'all will look at me and be like, you know what? I don't trust that bald-headed black dude over there. He's trying to set
me up. It's a setup that Todd and them did.
He's trying to set me up because you don't trust me to lead you into pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
But you take the same circumstance and I was to fall over and bust my head on the side of a curve and I got blood gushing everywhere, then I'm going to trust you to lead me into pleasure because I want my head. So I'll give you my phone. Here's my phone. I'm going to unlock my phone for you. I'm going to let you call the hospital. I might even give you some money because I don't want this pain because I want to get to pleasure. So that's when your business, you get to what they call a lead magnet. So I hope you're writing this down now because it's going to help you. It's called a lead magnet because people don't trust you to lead them straight into pleasure. They trust you to lead them from pain into pleasure. So a lot of you guys found us through a video called 13 Mistakes First Time Carnival Cruisers Should Avoid.
Right.
That's a lead magnet because you don't want to make mistakes. Nobody wants to make mistakes. So you don't trust me. So now that I gave you that and you watched the video and I actually helped you, now you trust me. Now you can go on and watch the rest of my videos. So when you start your journey, so whether you do it on YouTube, so lead magnets ain't just for YouTube. It's just for business in general. It's what you use to bring in customers, man. And it works. It works. And you can't stop doing it. So we have plenty of lead magnets like on our channel that, bringing you guys in, but it's not clickbaiting you, but it's to bring you in because we know that you ain't gonna trust me. If I did a video called when I first started, 10 ways for you to have a fantastic cruise, not as many people gonna click on that. But if I say the top 10 mistakes that first time cruisers or cruisers make on their cruise that costs them thousands of dollars, you're going to click that because you don't want that pain.
Exactly.
So if you're getting any value out this live, still don't forget to smash that like button.
Yeah.
I see it's 420 you guys in the house.
Are we still good? Because I'm looking at my phone and I'm buffering on my phone. So I just want to make sure that everybody, can y'all put a 1 in the chat if we are still good? Because we don't need these kind of issues like we had last week. I saw somebody in the comments say y'all need to do last week's video again. Oh my god!
And so you brought it up. We actually thinking about well, I hadn't mentioned it to the queen.
He hasn't mentioned it to me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why we recommend YouTube, and I'm gonna give you this last bit so we can get into the comments, so we can answer your questions concerning becoming an agent. Lord, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that everything is good, because it's kind of weird that I can't see my own live on my phone.
But I see ones in there, so
okay. Well, as long as we good for you, I don't need to see myself, because I look at myself every day.
Yep.
Every day.
All right, so you know what? Forget that. We're gonna go to the comments. So any questions? As before, put question in front of your question. And about being an agent, we're not answering any first-time cruiser questions today.
Right, this is not the video for that.
Yeah, we wanna make sure we answer your agent questions. So you guys can start asking away.
And I appreciate the super chat. I see a $10 super chat.
Oh yeah, let me
definitely appreciate it, and appreciate y'all hitting the thumbs up button. It means a lot to us to do that, and for you all that have become members. Thank you so much. We appreciate it more than you ever know.
Sis said, thank you so much for this information. It hits different coming from you all.
I appreciate that.
And while we waiting on questions, because we like to be transparent, and we kind of mentioned this before. Mm-hmm. Both of us used to work in corporate America.
Yes.
We worked for the same company.
Yep.
She actually started before I did.
Yeah, but I was there 23 years.
Yeah, and so she actually helped me get in the door. And throughout our marriage journey, I used to tell the queen that one day we're going to be able to wake up and do what it is that we want to do with our time. Because it got to a point that we hated going to work. Mm-hmm. We hated somebody else controlling our time, that we got to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Especially like during the summertime, you be like, man, I don't want to go to work. I want to go to the beach, man. I want to go over here to this resort or do anything other than work. And in the midst of telling her that, we got ourselves into bad financial trouble from mismanaging our funds.
And it's not what you think it is,
but
it was more of we felt like we could do everything.
Right. So it's like it was one of those things when you first get out in your career and you get started and you start making a little bit of money and you start smelling yourself. And now all of a sudden, I got to get a better car. I got to get a better house. I got to get a bunch of credit cards and a bunch of loans, because now I can afford the payments because I make the money now. Mm-hmm. And that's what we end up doing. And we got ourselves in a whole lot of, at the height of it, we got ourselves into $120,000 in debt.
Yeah. I was like, how did we get here?
Yeah. So,
not us in the brokerage industry.
So as we approached and we got to 2018 was when our life really, really changed. We went to Jamaica. Yeah. And that was because your mama in 2008, we did the cruise that was a disaster. And we was like, we want that no more. So we took the trip to Jamaica and had a time of our life.
It was life-changing.
Like, man, we didn't even want to come back home. We was like, we need to pitch a tent and live over here in Jamaica, man.
Yeah, it was literally our motivation for, we have to do this and we need to do this often.
Right. So we got back. We was like, you know what? We got to get our money right so that we can come out of corporate America so we can travel the world.
Right.
We said, I don't know how we're going to do it, how it's going to work. So we started the journey, paying off our debt, saving our money, everything going good. And then
the panorama.
Then the panorama came. So before the panorama came, we had already decided that
I was coming out.
She was coming off work because we got to the point where we was doing so good.
That we were living off of one income.
Right. So we was doing that. And so the panorama came. Went through that February 2021, sitting at my desk here at home because we was working from home. Got a call in August. We ain't gonna need you no more.
Mm-hmm.
You being laid off.
And I was like, because like, wait a minute, I'm retiring out next year. This is not the plan.
Supposed to be leaving. Like, we on this thing, and now the plans have to change. So then, to make a long story short, then eventually,
but we were happy.
She got the call that she was being laid off
in Jamaica.
So
we were in Jamaica again.
Yeah,
and I got the call that I really didn't get the official call. I got a call from one of my girls at work that snitched.
Right,
it was like, you ain't supposed to know this, but they laying 50% of us off. And she was like, but I know it's not you because you're the only person in this department that knows everything.
Right.
And I said, child, I've been in this business for a long time. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yep. So why am I telling you? Why am I telling you this story?
Oh, because eventually we both got laid off.
Yeah, we both got laid off. So we was in a position that income stopped.
Kind of.
What are we gonna do?
Right.
Because we don't want to go back to corporate America.
And I'm not.
We don't want to go back to a job. Y'all, we jumped into this thing head first, March of 2021, that we gonna go in and we're gonna teach people how to cruise.
Mm-hmm. No gimmicks.
Y'all, listen, I'm gonna tell you what this can, because I'm telling you this because this is what it can do for your life and for your family, especially if you trying to replace your job because you don't want to go there no more. You sick of those people. They don't appreciate you. They don't give you the money that you deserve. Look, in the first year, our income was replaced.
Mm-hmm.
The second year, it was practically doubled.
Now, mind you, we didn't have no easy peasy bottom of the barrel jobs. We made money in corporate America.
Yeah. Yeah. So I said that to say is that if you do what we say and you put in the work, there's a possibility for you. Mm-hmm. It really is. But let me get back. I wanted to tell that I see you guys got some questions down here.
We've never told that. I know some people have realized that we're more free than we've ever been. But I always felt like it's not that it's been a secret. It's just never been an avenue open for us to tell our story. But I will tell you this part when, which was, I kind of knew, but I kind of, you know how you know something, but it's not at the forefront of your mind. So when I first started with the company that laid me off, essentially, you know, when you're in the brokerage and banking industry, you have what they call them mergers. So when we first started with the merger, we had a company that took very good care of us. Vested pension, grandfathered clauses, all of these things. So when it was come time to start dealing with your severance and start dealing with what you're going to do with your 401k, where you're going to move it to, what you're going to do. And the lady looked, well, she didn't look at me. She told me on the phone, she said, and she called me by my whole government name. And she said, you're in a unique situation. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, you know, you got laid off on your grandfather's 65th year. And I said, what do you mean? I kind of knew, but I didn't know. She said, there's a clause in there. Your age plus your years of service, 65. You're retirement eligible. You ready to retire out? And I said, tears just started flowing. Like I have never felt so relieved in my entire life. Because at the end of my road with the company, I love my job. I love what I did. I loved the people that I work with. But I always felt like there was something else I needed to do to replace.
We hated the company.
Yeah, and to replace the effectiveness that I longed for. We'll talk about that story another day. But I felt like what is my purpose to really affect change with people? And I was feeling like my job was definitely not it. Doing vlogs definitely was not it. Like some people got inspiration from us just being ourselves. But I was like, I want to help people. Like I want to do more than just be and be a smiling face of people that, you know, somebody that makes people laugh, because genuinely this is who we are.
Right.
Like this ain't no front.
That's what we do.
This is what we do. Cameras off. It's crazy right here.
All right.
But
let's go back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's go into the
let's
comments.
go back into the comments. I hope for that is.
Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
Yeah. I saw another. Thank you, Travel Trio Watch for the $5 super sticker. We appreciate that. All right, so I see got a question from Fam. Question: Are you able to sign up under you with your host agency?
See, here's the thing. I told my husband, I said, maybe I need to do a multi-level marketing thing. No, it's not something that I'm interested in. It's not something that I want the responsibility of having agents under me, because I also know that would spread me too thin. And if a whole lot of you all don't know, I've told y'all 1,000 times, y'all don't believe me, but I really am an introvert. Like, I don't like people pulling on me a lot. It drains me. So I like the way that I have my business formed, if that makes sense. There are some questions that I have been seeing in the chat, and I will address it once. And I hope to not offend, but I hope you understand why I'm not going to answer it. And it is, who's my host agency? Right. And I will never just come out and tell anybody what that is. And it's for only one reason, not because I'm trying to be transparent, but I also know that we hold a lot of influence. So I don't want to tell you who I'm with and have you sign up based off of feeling like it would work for you.
Right.
I want you to do the research and figure out if a company works for you. What I need from a host agency may not be what you need from them, or vice versa. For me, I didn't need the bells and whistles. Like, some of them will provide websites for you. Some of them will provide different things for make everything look cute. You know, it's really turnkey. It costs more to get into those. But for me, I didn't need that. Right. I just wanted an avenue to get to the training. Everything else, I got it. I got it. So I don't want to give my host agency, because I don't want people to take who I'm with as a vetted source and be like,
this will work for me.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Hey, but the good thing is, it's one of the ones that's in the description.
It is.
Yeah, so it's one of the ones in the description.
Is one of the ones down there.
Yeah, so that way you can do your research and find out which one works best for you. Mm-hmm. So let's see what other questions we got here.
What you got, boo?
See,
I see a lot of you all saying that you're inspired by it, and we appreciate it. And hopefully this will let you know whether or not this is something that you really want to get into or not. Not to make you scared of the amount of work and dedication it takes to this, but I also don't want to, sugarcoat this and make you think that it's passive, because it's not. Listen, I have less time now than I've ever had. And some people be like, oh, you never talk, or you never like converse with us like that no more, because I'm forming something that hopefully will sustain me for the rest of my life. And I really just don't have the time.
Right. All right. So Anisha got a question. How do you draw customers outside of YouTube? I don't have time to begin videos at the moment. I have social media, but it doesn't seem to be doing a lot. All right. So, the concept, what I told you about the lead magnet, niching down and decide who that you want to make content for. So it can work on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It can work on Facebook. Right. It can work on TikTok. So it can work on any social media, but you have to come across and not trying to sell your services, but actually help people travel. Right. And that has to be like your primary focus. And the reason why, and I didn't mention that's where I lost train of thought. What I love about YouTube is that when you niche down, so give me an example, because we target first-time Carnival cruisers and make videos on that, the YouTube algorithm actually goes out and finds more of you guys for us for free. Ever since we've started doing YouTube, let me put it this way. We have not spent a dime on traditional marketing. What I mean, we haven't bought no Facebook ads, no Google ads, no TikTok ads, none of that stuff.
We don't even put TikTok out. We need to.
All the customers that we've gotten in our business was from the YouTube algorithm coming out to find you guys because you was looking for the value that we're offering. And if you have found us and we were telling you how wonderful agents we are, you would have said,
no.
click.
Because nobody wants to be sold.
So, yeah. So I'm not sure what social
I don't
media.
Be sold.
Yeah, I'm not sure what social media you have, but I will begin posting content to help whoever you're targeting and then create a lead magnet for that post. So you can start getting people come in and watch the magic. And I can't tell you it's gonna be overnight.
Oh, it's not.
But if you be consistent and do it, it works.
Yeah. And the thing that y'all have to really understand when it comes to us, we're in a unique position when it comes to this social media thing, is because we have 8 years of being online.
Right.
Behind us. Like, yeah, we switched over to doing this a couple of years ago, but we have an online presence. We are pretty polished on camera. That comes with a lot. Like we've had a channel, Random TV Reviews, where we review show reviews in podcast form. So we definitely know how to show up on camera. So that's something you definitely need to practice and polish up on. But I will say this, and it was something that looking back, you kind of be like, I see how you do it. We were in Riviera Maya last year with my mentor, a couple of other travel agents who they're so dear to me now. But I was watching them lead magnet and not realizing that's what they were doing.
Right.
While we were on the trip, we would be in the middle of having a good time and they would turn on Facebook Live. And in real time, they would show people what it is that they were doing.
Right.
And before you know it, when is the next trip? You doing a group there next year? And literally before we could even land the plane landed, there were people interested in 2023, 2024. So also show people what it is that you're doing. We show our vacations. We show ourselves having a good time. We also show y'all when we are not. Right. Because what I'm not going to do is make you think that everything goes smoothly. It doesn't. Even with a travel agent, things just happen sometimes. Life happens.
We just try to mitigate
but we're trying our best
to mitigate them.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got in here.
Danny said that we get fired on our day off. Technically.
Yeah.
Technically.
Because I was in we was in
Florida.
We was in Miami when I had got my official call. We was doing a resort for a day on a resort pass and was at the pool when I got the call.
Yeah.
And my team leader was like, that's it. You can't come back in Monday. I was like, okay.
So the joke around our family is Stanley has been on the longest vacation ever.
Yep.
Like he's never come off a vacation.
I've been on vacation since August of 2021.
And then not long after that, when was my last day? I can't even remember. All I know was when I got the call officially, and I'm not a crier. When Stanley saw me, I was in a ball of tears, and it wasn't because I was sad. I literally felt like all the stress that my body was holding,
it was like
came out of me.
Yeah,
and I was hyperventilating, and
it was a weight lifted, boy.
And I was like,
started praising the Lord.
I did. I was in the bathroom shouting, and I was like, God, I don't know what you're about to do, but you do all things well, and I have always trusted you.
He don't make no mistakes,
and you don't make mistakes.
Right.
This was out of my control, and I ain't embarrassed by it. I'm happy about
it. Right. All right. She got another question from Shirley. What's going on,
hey,
Shirley? Do I need to get out of debt before becoming an agent, or can I do both? You can do both. Matter of fact, becoming an agent is going to help you because when we got to 2021, we still had some of the debt.
Mm-hmm.
So we started making money start selling that. Some of that money was helping to pay down the debt.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, don't let that stop you.
LK Family Travel said, if I were getting fired, I definitely would love for it to be while in Jamaica. Listen, I can remember sitting on the Lido deck and literally didn't have service. And my coworker hit me up, was like, hey, I ain't supposed to tell you this, but and I'm like, how the hell do you get through?
Right. All right. We got a question. What's going on there, Big Al?
What's going on, Big Al?
Said when a paying client pays a down payment on their own, then to come to you, do you get any of the credit for the down payment? Does that affect your commission?
No, I still get the commission from it. If I'm able to take over a booking that was created, like for instance, you went on carnival.com, did it yourself, or you called in and you just deposited, a trip, and then I take it over, then I do get the commission at the end once you pay it off. So that's not affected by it at all.
Yep. Let's see.
But after a certain point, they will not let me touch it. So that's why, because they've pretty much reabsorbed. I don't know if this is something that most people know. All trips have a commissionable amount built into them. It's whether or not you're using an agent so that agent can actually get some of that money that's built into that price anyway, or the company reabsorbs that amount. I don't know if most people know that.
Right. Let's see. All right. What's going on there, Alan and Karishma?
Hey.
Question: how competitive is the travel agent game? Can agents get dirty and cut each other down? Cut each other down?
They can. You just don't have to play.
Right.
Like for us, and I say us because I don't know if we said that. My husband is also an agent now. So we got him certified because I was like, sometimes I need your help. And he does very well. Like he's when it comes to Virgin Voyages, this the dude that I'd be like, run that by me again. Run that by me again. So he allows me to shine, and he does a lot of the background things for me. That's what teams do. But yeah, it can get really dirty because it essentially is sales. But just like any game of life, you ain't got to play. Right. I don't play. Right. I literally do me. I have a few travel agent friends that, because I get so much traffic for different things other than what we do, not sure if most people realize we only sell 2 cruise lines.
Yep.
Virgin and Carnival. Yeah. Do we want to add a third? Yes. But I'm also one of those people, I'm very careful about what I get behind because I want my people to have a good time when they go. Right. Like I just don't want to have something under my belt to say, I sell this, I sell that, I sell this. Not my personality.
Right.
But when I get that stuff, I have people that I send people to, like all day long. I'm like, I don't do that, but here you go. And I do a soft welcome and an introduction, and I send them on over to them.
Right. And let me add this, because I know sometimes when you get ready to start a business, because it happened to us, when you hear that word competition, like it's too much competition. There's never too much competition. Matter of fact, you want a market to have competition and to be saturated, is because you know in that market, you got people that's buying that product or service. But if you go into a market that's not saturated or don't have no competition, that's a market that you have to end up creating. So it's going to take you a little longer to start getting customers because now you have to do that yourself. But if you come into this market as being an agent that's already working, you just plugging into what's already working. Mm-hmm. And when you get in, you're going to focus on your people, not everybody else's, your people.
That's
the
it.
people that you want to reach.
Keep your eye on your prize.
Yeah, and it'll change your life. So don't be afraid of competition. We love it. We welcome competition.
Yeah.
All right. I see we got another super sticker from Ramona. Thank you for the $9.99. We appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah.
What else you got?
Let me see. Can you all do a video on how to pay off debt and manage debt?
How can you? Look, my husband started a channel. He kind of got discouraged by it, but he said that he's going to pick up his channel again.
Yeah, eventually. I don't know when, but eventually. Yeah. So
where he was teaching people how to get out of debt and things, because that's his passion. Like,
yeah,
literally, I need him to talk to somebody else about money except for me.
Yeah. Because the strategy that I like to give people to get out of financial trouble is I teach you how to live today, pay off your debt, and save money at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
Right.
Yeah. So let's keep on. Let's see what else we got.
And I do see a lot of questions asking about some of the things that we talked about in the beginning, like MLMs and different things like that. definitely watch from the beginning because we went through all of that.
Yes.
About host agencies, how does that work, all of that good stuff. But I also want to, like we said before, I don't want y'all to think that overnight you can be racking in the dough. This is commissionable work.
Yeah.
But I will also say this about planning fees. I think that when the pandemic happened, a lot of agents that were not charging planning fees before started knowing the importance of securing their financial future at that very moment.
Yeah.
Because what happened was a lot of these, we call them vendors, companies, Carnivals, the Norwegians, whatever, a lot of them did not protect their travel agents' commissions.
Right.
So when those things canceled, all of that money that you thought was coming down to you staggered over the months, the years, once they started canceling those cruises, your income disappeared.
Yep.
Because you realize you don't get paid unless somebody goes.
Right.
You don't get paid for none of the hard work you do. You don't get paid for answering the questions. You don't get paid for repeating yourself 50, 11 times. You don't get paid for none of that until they go.
Right.
So a lot of agents realize the importance of doing that. And it also, now this is one of the reasons we started off doing it. Because we're on social media and everybody wants our help because we're accessible, you will get everybody.
Right.
And we will never stop doing quotes if we did it for free.
Yeah.
It actually gives me my client. Planning fees gives me my client.
Right. So it sends away people who are not serious.
Boom.
Yeah. So what's going on, EJ?
What's going on, EJ?
EJ said, what do you guys think is a good route for a part-time agent?
I don't know if I understand.
I think I understand. So basically kind of doing it on the side. So you keeping your regular 9 to 5, but you doing it part-time on the side.
Oh,
I would say is that when you get in, as like we said, be consistent with, choosing your host agency and then deciding, after that point, what you want to sell and begin to start really learning it and then getting out there and start promoting your value in the marketplace.
Yeah. And then also, when you sign up with a host agency after you've done all of your research and you've settled in on one place, ask them. They have a vested interest in you making money.
Right. So
they have a vested interest in teaching you how to do so. So they may have ways and avenues to do so. There are also things when I'm not sure how quickly some other host agencies do it, but mine was fairly quickly, where they will give you invitations to go on what they call fam trips. And fam trips are familiarization.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Trips. And basically it's a hosted trip that they send you on to go to. Like we went to Hard Rock as a fam trip. And they bring you on because they want you to see, touch. They'll walk you through they'll give you experiences and see if this is something that you would like to present to people as vacation options.
Right.
Something like that may happen and you'll start to learn, because then you'll start to rub shoulders with other agents that, if they're humble, if they want to, because trust me, we were at the Virgin Voyages Top 100. And when I tell you, I have never seen something more cutthroat in my frigid life. And me, Stanley, Addie, and Terry was sitting there and just chilling in the cut like, we not even playing those games. Mm-hmm. We not playing those games at all.
So yeah, EJ, and I'll leave you with this too. That, like we said, like just pick, because I think you told us you do more Carnival cruises. So like, since you want to do it part-time, I would maybe even start with Carnival, since you already know Carnival for sailing. It kind of give you a little one-up. You just got to learn a few other things.
Yeah.
So it kind of will cut your learning curve. So like, if you've never been on there, it's a whole lot more you got to learn.
Right.
So yeah, so since I would recommend you doing that as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see.
Then I did want to address this because some people was like, I just like to cruise. I want to do it so that I could get better rates or things like that. You have to weigh the cost, because there is a fee to be under a host agent.
Yeah.
And
every month.
and it's every month. And not only is it that every month, you do have to start investing in yourself and investing in different software that makes your life a whole lot easier, because not only are you an agent, you're an accountant too. So just make sure that it outweighs itself. Like, but if you're a person like me, this is naturally who I am.
Right.
I do groups. Like, I naturally did groups for years for free.
Yeah.
If that's who you are, it could be beneficial for you to become a travel agent if it's no more than doing your family's groups, because it's something you're doing anyway.
Right. All right. Let's see what we got.
Because your family be the one get on your nerves the most. Y'all listening?
Oh,
they go text me.
The channel to the fam. I see y'all asking what the channel for the financial channel is called. Living While Saving.
It's been so long, I didn't even remember the name.
Hey Maria, thank you so much for the $9.99 super sticker. We appreciate it,
and can't wait to meet you in July.
Indeed. Let me see. I see there's another one there. See, did I pass it?
Oh. I just saw it. No. It's from Sunkiss. I can see. There it is. I was going to say I see it on my phone, but I didn't see it over here.
What's up, Sunkiss? Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. No desire to be a TA, but as a potential future client, love the transparent. And
listen, listen. If ain't nothing else about me, I got a friend that used to say, you don't have to figure nothing out about Lynette, because she gonna tell you if you have. And that's just who I am. Like I'm transparent.
Like we say, our mentor Myron teaches you help people by actually helping.
Helping them.
We don't want to talk you into circles, man. We want to give you the information.
And you don't spend an hour and something with us, and you be like, I ain't learned nothing.
So
that's a waste.
So this is a perfect time right now. If you feel like the information that we've shared so far, that you can take this information and start your travel agent journey and be on your way to getting your first booking, give me a 1 in the chat. Because I want to make sure that you got it. Because ain't no use you spending all this time with us if you don't got it. To be able to leave here and to be able to take action. Mm-hmm. Because none of this stuff will work if you don't work it.
Right.
And here's the thing about work. All work works. Let me say it again for those people that's in the back.
Come on now.
All work works. So whatever work you're doing is either working on you or it's working for you. So what it means that when you start doing this travel agent thing and you start learning and putting in the work and learning and doing your lead magnets and starting your YouTube channel or however way you plan on speaking to the person that you want to reach, it's going to start working for you eventually. Mm-hmm. But in the beginning, it's going to be working on you. And when stuff is working on us, it don't feel like it's working. So we quit. So that's why we quit workout plans, recipe plans, new businesses, starting on a book, because we start and we feel like it's not working. I've been doing this for 30 days.
Why you sound like an old man?
Yeah, 30 days.
Ain't nothing happening. I still got a big stomach.
This thing don't work. No.
And then you jump over and now you want to sell skinny tea.
So I'm going to tell you this. The only way you won't become successful in this business if you don't quit. That's success in general. Success is not, I don't know why we go into here. Success is not about being smart. Because we're not smart. We're not that smart.
Speak for yourself.
When I said that's smart to be able to do this, because if that was the case, I would have been here if I was that smart. But the only reason why we're here is because we started YouTube over 8 years ago. We had people to fall off. We stayed the course. We stayed consistent. We kept on posting. So it was working on us. And guess what's happening now? Spin it around. It's working for us.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can put a big A pin. Oh, hey, kicking it.
What's going on? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Love y'all. Keep being real.
Thank you. Listen, it's the only way I'm gonna look.
That's the only way I know how to be.
The moment I can't be real, Jesus, come get me, because I'm not built for this.
Yeah,
I'm not built for this.
So, like Lynette said, we're gonna put a pin in. But before we put a pin in it, we want to make you guys another offer because we've been talking about YouTube, and if you're interested, we're thinking about doing another live, but it's going to be a paid live where we'll teach you how to use YouTube to sell cruises, just like we're doing. Be transparent. We can't do that one for free.
Can't. It's too in depth.
And the reason why we can't do it for free is because we want to make sure that you are serious about doing this thing. If you serious, you put your money where your mouth is.
That part. Because everybody would be in the class if it was free.
Here's the thing. We've spent thousands of dollars learning what we've learned in this business and still spending money learning because the learning don't stop. So what we're so the price that we're going to offer you guys is to teach you how to do this on YouTube for $2.95. There's a link down in the description that you can click, that you can pre-register to let us know that you're interested in wanting to take this live class. Right. Or it might be class is. All depends on how extensive we're going to go.
Because we ain't going to hold back.
Right. So we just want to make sure that this is what you're interested in before we put it out there. So if we get enough interest with the emails, again, is in the description, and we'll teach you the YouTube game. And matter of fact, the game that we're going to teach you about cruises, it don't really only pertain to cruises, but since we do cruises, that's what we're going to be talking about. But it will work for anything that you want to do on YouTube. Yeah. Because it's a formula. It's a blueprint.
It is a blueprint.
It's a blueprint.
So don't think saying YouTube game is like, oh, this is some trying to trickery. No, YouTube is a formula.
Pretty Traveler said $2.95. No, $295.
Oh no.
The class will be $295.
Look, in order for me to sit up here and spend all that time teaching you everything that I know, oh no, not for $2.95.
Yes. We will give you the YouTube game so that when you become an agent, or if you're already an agent and you've been thinking about wanting to use YouTube to market your business and you're not sure how to do it, I've spent hundreds of hours.
Yeah, he does.
Learning this YouTube.
I'm glad I'm on his team.
Right. And you join that class and I'll give it all to you, man. Just like we did here today with this free information, we give out the same thing. We're not gonna hold back. So once again, that link is down in the description. It's called
what's it called? Because I ain't seen it. It's not gonna show it right there, is it?
So it's called Pre-Register for our live event. Learn how to sell cruises on YouTube.
And if we don't get enough people to say they want to do it, guess what? We're not gonna do. Not gonna do it.
EJ, don't have a date on the class. So now we just trying to
getting the interest.
Getting the interest because we're not sure if anybody is interested in that. So we didn't want to put together that and then nobody is interested. So you pre-registering with your name, your first, last name, your email, that will let us know.
So I said, did we take a firm? Hey, I am an uplift agent.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But I think do we have any more questions?
Question, will this work just to be a content creator?
You
talking about, I guess you asking like if you don't want to like necessarily sell something on YouTube. Yes. If you like the game that I'm going to teach will show you how to build an audience and keep them coming back to watch your videos.
Right.
That's what I'm going to teach you. Well, that's what we going to teach you, but
he's mostly going to teach you that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he'll give me like, okay, this needs to be the next video. And I'm like, hey, I don't want to do that next. And he's like, the algorithm is saying this is what needs to come next. Like he literally researches and be like,
we need to give you the whole game.
We need to do that next. Yep. And then when they do it, I'll be sitting there like, man, you be on it.
Somebody said, "Would you have to pay now?" No, you don't have
No.
to pay anything
No.
now. We just when you get
I
over
don't
there,
want your money right now.
yeah, when you get over there, you just gonna enter your name, your first, last name, and your email address. That's all we need right now.
Flower Bloom says she was a travel agent until COVID. Listen, COVID was really like a turning point for a lot of agents, and especially the ones that did not charge like planning fees and things like that, because it was literally like getting fired without unemployment.
Right.
Boom. So totally get it.
Yep. But don't make sure I ain't miss nobody's
Yeah.
super chat.
So we enjoyed y'all tonight. Like
Yeah,
y'all
we
were
were-
the
there go one.
perfect
Thank you.
audience.
Thank you so much
Yasmin.
for the $5 super chat. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Sorry,
I'm really glad that we did this. Like, this was a video I told y'all I never wanted to do. Like, I was like, why people keep asking me how to be a travel agent just because I'm an agent? Y'all can do the same research I did. But that was me, not because I wanted to hold back the information, but it literally was, I ain't never tell nobody I wanted to teach them how to do this.
Look, fam said if all your subscribers paid that, y'all will make $22.5 million.
Hey, don't ask.
Say you
No
must
questions.
must be a numbers person like me, because that's what I would have did too.
Like I said, don't be a menace. Don't ask. I said, don't ask.
But assure you, we're gonna give you more value than the $295 that you're gonna get. Gonna knock years off of your learning curve. Like I said, we've been on YouTube now for 8 years, and it took us 8 years to get here because it was some stuff that we did not know.
Mhm.
So now I know, and that's where I'm gonna teach you to cut you. So it's not gonna be fast, but it's gonna be faster if you started doing it yourself and not knowing the right routes to take.
Yeah. I was seeing more questions about the I can't find them now because I just skipped all around about planning fees. One thing I can say, if you're going to charge somebody a planning fee, make sure that your value matches what you're charging them.
Right.
And this is what I tell some people. It's like, well,
beyond what they
beyond. Somebody like, oh, this person was free or this one was that. No heart surgeon does surgery for free.
No tax accountant does it for free. No lawyer does it for free. Everybody who offers a service in the marketplace has a fee
when they're good at it.
Exactly.
And on that note,
all right, y'all. We hope that you really enjoyed this live. Shamika Mama's doing real good, fam.
Yeah, she's doing good.
She's doing good. So we're gonna catch you guys in the next video, straight from the VA.
The dirty South.
2 up, 2 down.
Holla!